My name is Kate. I'm running for Vice President and I love avocados.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm running for President and I love oranges.
Hi, my name is Andrew Johnson and I'm running for VP and I like all fruits.
Hi, my name is Benjamin. I'm running for VP and I credit the Nobel.
Hi, my name is Sarah Ho. I'm running for UC Lit President 2011-2012. And a fun fact that everyone might not know about me is that I'm half Chinese and half Italian. Best of both worlds.
How I feel about office hours is that I feel they need to be more organized and there needs to be more of a set list of stuff that people during their office hour have to do, like cleaning up the office, keeping it more organized. So it's a place that people can go for questions, and you're in the JCR and there's a lot of people in there and there's a lot of services that we can actually give, so there's like board games and things like that. People can come and get tickets, so it's a good resource.
I think that office hours are really important to maintain and they're a great resource for everyone in UC, but in order for those to be sustained, I think it's really important that everyone on the lit do their part and take their office hours seriously. That would be doing whatever assigned tasks, managing ticket sales, and being really disciplined with everything that they are doing. As well, I think showing
This is like one of the best way we have to communicate with the students. But there's other thing we can do with the office. The first thing I really want to do is to put a real cashier in there and debit, because this is now it's becoming annoying to have 5 floats or 5 different events. We're having like it's a lot of possible confusion with that. Also, like, it's kind of annoying to have to go to the ATM when you want like to buy a ticket because you don't have a cash on you. The other thing is now the office itself looks more like a storage room than an office. I want to make sure like it's really professional. It's looking like a real business run office.
Project that a certain president, I'm not sure if I can mention her name, is doing is promoting more space around University College and on campus, and that's what I plan on doing, and in the sense that we should be promoting the JCR a lot more, because sometimes it is underused.
I like the way that the JCR is set up. I feel like it's really comfortable. It's just not advertised enough, like Mike said. There needs to be more outreach to students, like to go and hang out there. It's a really good resource for them to have.
But I enjoy that the JCR isn't equipped with all of those resources like the projector, for instance, because I think that the JCR opposed to the CSC is a bit more of a study place, and I think it attracts a lot of people the way it is, but it just needs to be advertised a bit more and maybe directions given a bit more clear so more people will know about it.
I would do 2 things to make the JCR a better place. First, I would make it more known, because the one question that I get the most about the JCR is, where is it? What I do is I would put signs, not just temporary signs, but I would try and invest in permanent signs, because the JCR is always going to be there and it's always going to be kind of hidden. And then in the actual JCR, I would also like to make signs where the outlets are, because I feel that's a big problem. People never know where the outlets are.
I have 2 projects that I would really like to do. The first one would be a screen in the JCR to communicate more with the student, to show like the upcoming event. Another thing would be to add a projector with live news on mute in the JCR. It would be interesting, like in a lot of public places, so you can watch what's at the news, or like we can use it to make some event like hockey nights in the JCR. It's already a warm and welcoming place, but I think we can improve it to make it more interesting and entertaining.
I think it's really important that the lit kind of refine their events, because right now we have almost like 10 commissions. There's so many events between each commission as it is, so then they're just conflicting with each other, and I think it'd be better to put more work and effort into fewer events, and that way more people will probably know about these events and be able to have them better attended.
Events that I'd like to see are more coffee houses, more Battle of the Bands, more like club nights directed at everybody, and like these are all things that I've actually spoken to other students about and what they actually want to see. As well, I want to see a lot of not interbreeding between the commissions, but where commissions get along and they have events together.
So the president's job in terms of events is making sure that they're there, especially when those commissioners are stressed out. Because when those commissioners are stressed out, their events usually, you can see it in their events. And that is the main job of the president. And to make sure of that, I'll be in the core exotic office whenever you need me. My phone number is always going to be there. I'll always be open for talking, and they're going to know exactly when my office hours are. Basically, I'm not here to dictate. I'm here to help out.
In regards to events, something that I've actually been doing already this year, I've been marking down which events have been successful, not just for my commission, but all of them, and which ones have not been, and maybe ideas as to why. So I feel like if I have that information already ready and planned, that'll be a great asset next year to give to commissioners to help them out to use their time in the most efficient manner.
I have some project I would really like to do. Like one of the first one is the Winterfest in the UC quad. It would be to install a DJ, like a bar, like eaters outside and lights over the trees, and just to have like this great night in the UC quad. That would be really entertaining. One other thing would be to have a pub night every Thursday or Friday night at the same place. So every UC student will just go at the same place every week, so we can all get along at the same place. It would be really interesting.
Keeping up with what we already do, newsletters, posters, surveys, like, or maybe not surveys, but like keeping them informed in that sense. But some new ideas, well, not really new, but been tried this year, has been going to house meetings and informing them and having more face-to-face advertising.
You don't want to harass people with Facebook messages all the time, so other means of advertising need to be taken, and I think we don't make use of newsletters enough, and I think those are going right to our society. And then also the Gargoyle is a great means of advertising.
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I have, right at this moment, no idea what else to do besides what we've already been doing, because we do a lot of forms of advertisement, and so that's just something that I would love to discuss with next year's council.
Use less Facebook, because we are spamming everyone. It's starting to be really annoying. Second thing, more centralized publicity. There's so many events to publicize that there's too many publicities, so students can't really see the events because of that. You don't really focus on one thing when there's like 10 different posters on the wall. The last thing would be, as I said before, to have a TV screen in the JCR and also outside FOM to publicize the events. It would just be like the events going on and what's happening right now.
So I agree with all the other candidates, but I also feel like we need to just get more personal. We can go up to people and tell them about it. It's a really good way, because if they really want to listen to you, they're going to listen to you. If they don't, then they don't. You're not going to get them any other way.
I think what differentiates me between my opponent is the framework and the experience I have on the lit as well as with other involvements on campus. I've been on the lit for 2 years now. I've completely hated the lit, I've completely loved the lit blindly, and I've seen where it's gone right and it's gone wrong. Because there's going to be a lot of new members coming in with no idea what's going on. And without that kind of framework in mind, telling them, well, here's what's worked in the past, here's where it's been iffy, what do you guys think, then you're not going to get anywhere. In fact, you might even go backwards. I think that's what truly separates me from my opponent. Another thing that separates me is that I've been involved with University of Toronto students. I have kept in touch and been actively involved with other college councils. I've seen and know how other councils work, and I can bring that, the good parts, and show good parts back to the lit.
I think the biggest thing that separates me from my candidate is that I have actual presidency experience. I was president of my high school student council, and the school had about 1,500 students. The council was about 15 people, so I have experience not only being president, but leading council, delegating tasks, organizing events for the entire student body, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, experience being liaison with administration, principal of the high school. But it would be the same thing with UC. I set realistic goals. I try not to achieve everything at once, because the higher you jump, the harder you're going to fall, right? So sometimes it's better just to take little steps, see what works, and then from that little success, then maybe change your game plan, move forward in a different direction.
Okay, so what I think might make me different than my other the other candidates is that I like to get to know people on a personal level. I really like to say hi to everybody when I'm going down the street or whatever if I see you. And I feel like that's a really good connection, because on the lit you need to know what's going on in the student body. You need to know who everybody is. You need to know what people want to do. I don't want to make goals but just set for myself. I want to have general ideas of what I want to see.
Well, for first I'm French. No, but jokes apart, I'm creative, as you may have seen on my website. We did a lot of really creative things, and I want to bring this to the lit. Also, I have skills in management. I studied in that. I worked as a head lifeguard. I have experience like dealing with employees and managing that in a certain way. Being a VP is also to be the manager of 36 employees and to run an office and the JCR, the building itself.
I think what separates me from my opponents is that I have, while all three of us have been on the lit for a year, I've had a role as a commissioner. And when I first joined, it was a bit of a shock by how much work there was, in part because I just was totally unfamiliar with how the lit worked, and having had experience as a commissioner and as managing a commission, you pick up these skills as you go, and I think you can only really pick up these skills as you go. And that includes getting to know how the lit works, how the college works, who the contacts are in the administration, and all that. And I wouldn't have picked that up had I not had a role as an exec.